Two wheels are better than four. From the mountains to the shore, find us rolling up to the pub. We're 17 Scooters Club.
Hi everybody,
You're blurry
welcome
right
to
now.
the podcast. I'm blurry.
Hello.
There
you
What's it called? Usually Riverside records. It says it records at a lower quality and then
Yeah.
pushes out at a better quality.
A higher quality.
Yeah. Anyways, welcome to the pod. It's just Liv and Kate today. We are speaking skincare. And I had something specific to say and then I forgot.
Witch hazel toner.
Yeah, so we haven't recorded in like 2 weeks, which is a blessing for me because I started tretinoing probably like a month ago. And I tried it for 2 weeks and immediately my skin was just like clogged, like the pores were clogged. Nobody told me this was going to happen. Like I knew that there's going to be like a purge of like skin falling off and I was like I'm cool with that. But like it clogged my pores, so like my whole like lower half of my face was covered in pimples and I'm like I can't do this. Like if this isn't going to end. So I tried it for one more week after that and I'm like I'm quitting. Like I'm not
You have to stick with it.
But the acne though, like you had the acne like that?
Yeah, I'll send you pictures. It's purging. That's what it's doing. It's
Okay,
pushing
maybe I have to
everything
try
out that's
again.
underneath.
But
you gotta keep going.
My problem was, no shade to muesli, I should have been doing this under the care of my dermatologist, or not, my esthetician. Honestly, I had so much better experience with my esthetician than my dermatologist.
Sorry, did you hear that?
Yeah, what was that?
I don't know. Okay, sorry. That just made me jump. I don't know if you saw. Anyway, yes, you should have been doing it.
I heard that. So I did it online and like with a brand called Muesli, and they were just like, yeah, here you go, there you go. And then so I was second guessing myself on whether this was the best thing to do, but my esthetician knows that I have a really acne prone skin, so you said that there's like a gel that I could be using instead of a cream that might not clog your pores as much for acne. So I have to make an appointment with her and be like, listen, now that I've got my acne under control, which I just used the products that she gave me and quit tretinoin and my skin's clear again. So she'll know what to give me. I just have to sit down and make an appointment with her.
Yeah, the other thing that I'm curious about, I was going to snap you, but I got a refill of my tretinoin. I've been doing research. So tretinoin basically is a strong retinol and it increases the cell turnover. And again, now this part is TikTok research, so I do need to consult a dermatologist. However, it said that basically the cell turnover, they're like, well, where are the cells going? They're sitting on your face, so you need to exfoliate, but you cannot use a physical exfoliator. Bad. You should be using
asking you about this
chemical one. So what I'm wearing tinted sunscreen right now. But what has been working for the past 2 weeks, I really, really like salicylic acid. My skin responds really well to it. So, and that's a chemical exfoliant. So right now I'm playing around with going every other night. So one night I use my full face tretinoin, in the morning, wash it off, just regular lotion. And then the next night I'll use salicylic acid in my like not really on my forehead. I don't really break out on my forehead, but salicylic down here as a chemical exfoliant. And that gave me a peel. Like I actually got a peel going. And then the next day, so last night I used tretinoin, and then the next night, so you have to work your way up. So I think I might alternate. As long as you don't mix the two like on your skin together, it should be fine. But according to my research, it says like, yes, you have to be exfoliating when you're tretinoining.
Okay, two things that about this is that when I decided to quit, I was like, I gave it 3 days of not putting anything else on my skin. And I think that was a problem. Like my skincare is like, if I stray from my skincare, I'll get acne, whether I'm putting tretinoin on it. So I think it was just like all of that all together. I have pictures, I'll send it. It was horrible. But, so there was that. And then, so I gave it 3 days of not putting anything on my skin, just doing like wash and moisturize. And then I went back to my normal routine, and the mandelic acid is supposed to be a slow, that's supposed to do the slow glass skin. Like that's the part of my routine that is supposed to exfoliate and take care of that on like a long-term basis, which it has been helping, but it's just not as strong as tretinoin. And I put that on my skin, and I had like chemical burns on my face. Like you could see my eyes were white, like I looked like a panda bear, except opposite, because my eyes were white, and then the rest of my skin was bright red and it burnt. Like I went to bed and I'm like, I had to get up and like put ice on my face.
That
And
happened to
so
my neck.
yeah. And then the second part, something my esthetician told me that I didn't like, no one's ever explained acne to me. They're like, oh, here, go on birth control to fix it. Oh, here, like put this on your skin and it'll fix it. What she explained to me is that acne prone skin is like, the problem is the turnover rate. And so like if you don't have an exfoliant morning and night, so I'm gonna rewind here. Acne prone skin regenerates cells at like a 10-time pace. So your skin is just shedding and shedding and shedding. And the problem with that is that your pores get clogged immediately because you're just always shedding skin. And so she's like, if you don't have a chemical exfoliant in your skincare routine morning and night, your pores are going to get clogged with all of that extra skin. So I'm like, I wonder what that, like maybe she's gonna say something where it's like your skin's already like regenerating, you don't need tretinoin, here's this thing. But I think everybody could probably use tretinoin.
I think she's gonna tell you some type of like a good pair or like some type of schedule where you can use the tretinoin, because tretinoin also gives you glass skin. And yes, I think my missing piece was the exfoliant. And I asked her when I first went in, I was like, I love salicylic acid. It works for me. I get like really bad hormonal acne, like specifically like my lower half of my face, like between when I ovulate and get my period, like it's really bad. And salicylic acid works for me. So I asked her, she was like, as long as you don't layer them on top of each other, yes, you can use them. So I'm currently playing around with that. She said just like essentially just play around with like both I was approved to use. She's like, just play around with like the nights. Like if it gets too peely, like maybe skip a night. So that's where I'm at. Like yesterday I was super peely, but it wasn't bad. It was like just sheets of skin coming off. So like, I don't know, like when my skin gets used to it, will sheets of skin not come off, or that is literally chemical peel exfoliating? I don't know. If anyone knows, chime in. Liv and I both go to a dermatologist, so I don't want to hear that.
I go to dermatologist for like the medical side, because they're like, hey, check my skin, tell me I don't have cancer, sick. But the dermatologist, I just don't trust a doctor. I don't anymore. Like every single time I go to a doctor, they're just pushing products. They're trying to put me on something, and they're not finding the root of the issues. The dermatologist does that. So every time I go to a dermatologist, they're like, just go on birth control and fix it. I'm like, I'm telling you, I want to find the root of the issue. I don't want you to just put me on birth control because you think it'll like help a little bit with my skin. So that the esthetician actually helped me find like the root of the problem and use just like skincare products to fix my skin. And I'm like, that's something I wish I knew a lot younger. Sooner. Anyways, I'm looking up my skincare. Katie, was that your good picture or your bad picture?
That was my bad picture.
Okay.
That was. I don't
want to compare good and bad.
I'll send you one right now.
I'm sending you my video.
That was my bad, but it wasn't broken out. I think that was a little bit chemically burned.
Oh,
like,
okay.
See pimples on there. That was like chemical burn splotches.
Yeah.
These are terrible pictures I'm sending you right now because I was talking. I am wearing tinted sunscreen.
Okay. I'm screenshotting my TikTok to send you.
Okay.
Because I always like my acne's posts get so much more views, so I'm like, how can I twist this? Anyways, in the couple weeks we haven't recorded, guys, I'm a TikToker now. I just like, do you know how you can't, this is gonna be, you know how you can't do something for someone else? You know how somebody else can't tell you, hey, like you really should be on TikTok, because so many people told me that so many times.
Yeah.
And I was on TikTok for a long time, and then it got hacked in March when me and Natalie were off grid and we were horseback riding for a weekend. And I put TikTok away, and in those 4 or 5 days that I didn't respond, all of my everything was changed, like the email, my phone number, backup, everything connected. They changed the username, deleted all my posts, and I had like 6,000 followers on there. And all of that was taken. I've been talking to customer support on and off, and they literally just send me the same automated message. They're like, hey, make sure you do this. Hey, make sure you do that. Good luck with fixing it. If you have any more questions, let me know. And I'm like, I do. I did all of that multiple times. I've watched so many YouTube videos on this. Like, it's not helping. I need to talk to somebody real. And I've gotten that automated message 7 or 8 times. So I'm just cutting my losses. But finally, about a month ago, I decided, I'm like, I need to be on TikTok. This is where like people are going to hear my, what's it called? Like people are going to hear my music if I'm on TikTok. Like there's really no other way to get it out there. So I went back on TikTok and I've been posting every single day. And I have almost 400 followers now, but that's not too bad after like a couple weeks, a few weeks.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I get notifications when you post. When I go on it,
a lot.
Liv
I'm
has
sorry.
posted a new one.
Liv has posted 100 times. But the consistency is key. Like I got like 50 followers yesterday. So yeah. Fingers crossed. Anyways, that being said, the acne stuff resonates well and has been gaining me followers. So
yeah, because everyone relates to it.
Yeah. That's me like mid breakout from all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, you have like actual. I had a couple of those. My problem.
I had so many.
I know. I don't know. I wonder if the exfoliation, like if you talk to your esthetician, I don't know. I guess we will keep.
I'll talk to
posted.
her and keep you guys posted. We are a beauty podcast now. Check us out.
Look at us. We're
gorgeous. Can't see me now. You see me now. You don't.
Look at my permanent necklace, by the way. Speaking of beauty.
Yes.
I got a fair.
I like that because I wear this necklace all the time, but I always see the boob. And I'm like, a permanent necklace would like get rid of that.
It would. And my hair. My problem, like with necklaces, was that my hair would get wrapped around it for whatever reason. I've worn this for a week now. No hair at all wrapped around it.
I think the hair gets stuck in like the little clasp, and then it's like. Also, the only thing is, I rarely self tan. I wish I could self tan all the time. I just don't. I don't shave, so self tanning on top of that is like a lot. But when I do self-tan, that's the only time I take all my jewelry off. So
you could still, you just have to be careful. You can reach under. True.
Also, recently, this last time I self-tanned, just because we're a beauty podcast now, just so everybody knows, you could self-tan over hairy arms and hairy legs. You could not shave and self-tan. You just have to make sure you exfoliate your skin and moisturize the night before. And then you just self-tan, and then you don't have to shave. So that's been the way I've been doing it.
You just not shave at all? Or you're just lazy?
I'm just lazy. Like, well, okay. I'm not lazy. It's my shower situation. So I have to take military showers, which is, we're going to rewind. My rent was like $4,000 in California. And I said, hell no. My boyfriend went back to school and I was working 2 jobs. So we was like, let's buy a trailer. So I live in a trailer on 5 acres, just so the listeners
know. A fancy trailer though, to clarify.
She's beautiful.
It's not a trailer. It's a
camper
thing.
It's like a camper. Yeah. She's beautiful. Well, there's some, just look at my TikTok. You see every single corner of it because
she's trying to get more followers.
I'm getting more followers. Anyways, my shower, our water tank is really small. So the heater is really small. And it will only run hot water for about like 3 to 5 minutes. So the way I have to shower is I get in there, I get my whole body wet, I turn the shower off, get my, like, put shampoo in my hair, scrub my body, turn it on, rinse that off, and then put conditioner in. And then usually in that chunk where I put conditioner in and I'm waiting around, I shave. And so, but if it's cold out, it's not cold these days, but if it's cold out, then like I have goosebumps and you can't shave over goosebumps. And so it's just like the military shower of it all is why I don't shave all the time.
That makes sense because
I mean, we're in long-term relationships. Do we need to shave? No. I already got the man. I don't need to shave.
I was just thinking, I showered today and I was like, should I shave? And I was like, nah.
That being said, though, the only consistent things I shave now are below my knee, and my armpits. Like I'll
Yeah,
just
the
do a
pits.
quick below my knee and armpits, and then I feel like most of the time, even if I'm wearing like shorts, above my knee doesn't really grow that much hair, and if it does, like nobody's looking at it. So
Yeah.
that's the way I feel.
I like our beauty podcasts.
I like we are like practical beauty podcasts. I think we need to keep this segment. Let me know what you know.
We do.
But
Yeah,
I have
and to
something to
clarify,
say. Oh, keep
go
going.
ahead.
About
I was
your
just gonna
bang.
say
No,
my bangs.
no, the bang in the back. The bang that
My
just happened.
my bang in the back. I don't know. I didn't investigate. It is windy here, and
They
the
know.
temperature is 69. So it's like chilly, windy. It's not 100 degrees, so that's great. I do have all my windows open. However, I've had my windows open for the past week and a half, and nothing has happened. So
Hometown Hauntings is my podcast thing today. So the ghosts in your
yes.
house knew. Anyways, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say I have my fall candle.
Ooh, I need to do that.
Really good. No, to clarify what I was saying before, you and I do consult professionals, whether it's in an esthetician or I go to a dermatologist, before we make these large skin decisions. However, I feel like both of them, but specifically my dermatologist, maybe I should go to an esthetician, was basically like, yeah, you can use these products, but you need to figure out what works for your skin, like monitor it, which makes sense. Like I'm not going to call her every day and say, today I'm peeling, today I'm red, today I have a breakout. But she was like, you can use these products. They're okay for your skin, but you need to figure out the frequency and this and that. So that's what we're currently trying to figure out.
And on that, the thing that I absolutely love about my esthetician is that I left with a folder with a list. Morning time, you need to wash your face. Actually, on that list is something I don't do all the time, but you're supposed to take an ice cube and like ice roll your face.
Wait, I have a question about that.
Yeah, I don't know what it does. But what's the question?
I've seen that, and so I've tried it, and it actually does make my face feel really good and less inflamed, specifically because I do use like very irritating things right now. And then I was looking because I've seen a bunch of videos online of people just dunking their faces. So then I asked ChatGPT, like, I just want to know, like, what is the benefit of that? And it said, and Google actually also said that you should not do that because it's basically long-term damages, like the harsh coldness can like be damaging. But that's all I read, and then I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But people do like cold. I don't know if they meant like if it thinks I'm
like
literally
all the
sticking my face in
time?
an ice cube and it's like damaging. I'm not sure.
It makes sense that it's damaging, like ice burn or freezing. I just like, since I'm a little bit lazy, I do try to just wash my face with warm water and then do a little last like splash with cold water. And
I wash
I
it
don't.
straight cold.
Okay, is that what you're supposed to do? I remember when I was little, like something about like heat opening your pores and then cold closing your pores. So when you're washing your face, you want it warm to clean out your pores, and then cold before you put makeup on, so your pores are closed when you put makeup on. I don't know. I just remember hearing that once when I was little, and I stuck to it.
Probably.
Anyways, but yeah, she gave me a list of like, you need to do this product in the morning, this product like this amount of product, start every other day on this one, start with like a quarter or like a dime size on this, and then move to a nickel size. And like she just laid it out, like really dummy proofed it. And I think it might be the products that I'm using. It's called Face Reality, and they're known for acne prone skin. And so I think that they just create plans like that. So
okay, well, it's still cool. I don't know even where I would find an esthetician. I guess Google. But
yeah,
they can prescribe things or no?
Yeah. So my esthetician is a dermatologist. She just like the whole blanket thing. It's owned by a dermatologist. It's one of Denise's friends. So and she is like the owner of it, and she's like the whole blanket, like if someone needs something prescribed or checked out, she'll go step in, but she runs it under a whole bunch of estheticians. So she has a medical background. So she's the one that's able to do like injections, like Botox and stuff. But the beauty side of it.
Very cool.
Well, anyways, that's enough on our faces.
On our faces.
On my topic today, I just felt the spooky air in the world. Spooky air, spooky season. I just got to see how we organized, but basically,
well, it makes sense you're doing spooky because as soon as I got on this call with you, that loud bang happened down there, and that has not happened for the last 2 weeks that my windows have been open.
And a little bit even more so is I'm doing spooky hometown. Basically, like, when I think of spooky, I think East Coast. And I forget what made me think of this, but it just popped up. The Ashokan Reservoir, right? Do you know its history?
I do
Like,
not.
I thought, like, a reservoir, what's the definition of a reservoir? Do you know?
A reservoir, isn't it someplace that it can be flooded, like by hand, by people, but it's drinking water, right?
So it's drinking water. And so the backstory of this is the Ashokan Reservoir used to be a town. Let me find it.
Yes, I knew that. Okay,
That
I didn't know
freaks
if it
me
was
out
called
so much. Oh, no. I need to be better at organizing.
There's so many stories, and I have to remember, but there's one up near Lake George in
Here it is.
Queensberry. I don't know if it's... What was that place that we went for my birthday and Keely's birthday, and you came and Ethan came, and we had the cat pinata?
The cat pinata.
Saratoga.
Oh, I made that. That cat pinata I should have taken. Is it Saratoga Springs?
No. Sacandaga, maybe?
Oh, Sacandaga sounds familiar.
I think it was Sacandaga. There's a Great Sacandaga and a Sacandaga, and I don't know, there's another one. One of those, I was talking to this old person who has since passed away, but he is from up there, and he was telling me that they flooded a town and there was a cemetery in there, and they allegedly moved the bodies, but who knows? Isn't that wild?
Well, funny you should say that.
Oh.
The Ashokan Reservoir towns in Ulster County, New York. In the early 1900s, New York City needed more water, so it built the Ashokan Reservoir in the Catskills. I would not necessarily call that the Catskills. To do it, the city condemned and flooded 12 towns. West Hurley, Olive Bridge, Broadhead Bridge, Glenford, Ashton, Boyceville, and several smaller communities. I'm like, 12 towns? I've listened to this before, and I'm like, just a thought of being in a body of water, and there's like life down there, and there's like a house. I could like hit my foot on a steeple. What the fuck? You're drinking water?
Did they knock it down first?
A town? No.
They for sure used lead paint back then.
Yeah, they did. Roughly 2,000 residents were displaced, and entire cemeteries were relocated. For the town allegedly paid $15 per body moved. And I'm like, did they actually move? Like, buried bodies, are they actually going to move that? Or are they just going to be like,
yeah, we moved
cut our losses? Yeah. Anyways, when the water level drops, you could still see stone walls, foundations, even roads.
No.
Yes. Isn't that crazy?
And I'm thinking this is like hundreds of feet deep, no?
Yeah, it's got to be hundreds of feet deep, but like at the ends of it, like, do you know how water like drops sometimes, droughts and stuff? Like it'll go down a little bit, and then you could still see the ends of everything.
We need to. Did you look up pictures?
Not yet. You can look up pictures if you want. But the last, I remember how I got here. Disappearing towns. I wanted to do the Appalachia. And I heard disappearing towns and stuff. And then I looked it up, and I'm like, the disappearing towns was basically just abandoning towns, like a ghost town. And I'm like, that's not really that cool. I thought disappearing towns was like paranormal. This is a side tangent. But like, I've heard of stories where you walk into a spot, like hikers more specifically, and like it gets really quiet, and then they see like somebody old-timey, and like the town that they're in looks like it's, it's back in the 1800s and they time slip into a town, and then on their way back they're back in the normal town. And I've heard stories about this.
That's cool.
I started writing a book a long time ago, like with this premise of it, because
Mhm.
I love it so much, but I just haven't. I write songs because they're really short. It's a lot easier.
Well, you should write a
But
song about that.
I should actually. It's so Appalachia to write a song about that.
Right.
That's how I got here, because I'm like, no, I really want disappearing towns. So I'm like, what about flooded towns? And then
Even
this came
cooler.
up.
So
Yeah.
I can't find pictures of things sticking up out of the water, but if you Google, I Googled Ashokan Reservoir flooded town photos, and it's a legit old, like timey 1900s town. There's like waterfalls and like it actually looks quite peaceful and very cool to hang out at.
I mean, I didn't know this about there. I thought it was just like, oh, okay, like we had all this like land, let's just flood the land.
That's what I
Um
thought.
so now there's a cabin. I thought this was paranormal at first. The cabin was moved 10 miles to get off higher ground. Its original home is now underwater. And
Mm.
so I was looking into some ghostly things around the
Yeah,
area. So I started with let's see.
this is
How
pretty
long
cool.
does Botox last for? Is pulled up. Okay. So I looked around Ulster County because that's where that is. And
Yeah.
one of the biggest hauntings in Ulster County is Huguenot Street in New Paltz.
Yes,
And
I was just there.
were you? Okay.
Yes.
So basically the man in black is a figure with a sharpened axe and a shadowy dog, which is basically like the Grim Reaper. What's the dog that's supposed to like meet you before death? Like
I don't remember.
that's let me check. But
I've heard of it
anyways,
before.
yeah, the man in black is a spectral figure in a black cloak who walks down the street at night with a sharpened axe accompanied by a black dog that symbolizes evil. The figure is often seen near the Abraham house and is believed by some to be the spirit of Abraham Hasbrook, who died over 300 years ago.
Wait, and New Paltz by Huguenot Street?
Mm-hmm.
I was just pizza running there.
At night. That's where your pizza running?
Yeah,
Oh my
that's where the
gosh.
pizza run
The
was.
pizza run sounded
Wait,
really fun.
what is the name of that person? Abraham
Abraham
has.
Hasbrook. And I think they have a Michelin star now because I did write a song about that.
Yes, but also Mom and Andy and I went there maybe in the springtime to walk around because it was really cool. And I'm pretty sure I remember that name because they have little plaques.
No.
That's very cool though. I wonder if there's been any sightings,
I know, right?
like recent
And
sightings.
I had some paranormal things up and then my phone reloaded. Let's see. But did I have it up on here? This goes, how long does Botox last for? That's definitely not it. Oh, here we go. Okay. So I was really hoping to find something about the Ashokan Reservoir being like, people grab my legs, because there's episodes about other towns that have been flooded
Yes.
where people go swimming and they get pulled under by something.
Yeah.
And so many different like things where like the spirits of people. And I just feel like, especially if they flooded graves, there are some spirits floating around in there.
Wait, can I say something kind of funny related to that? Did we watch something on that? I vaguely remember watching something. No, or maybe it was me and John. But
maybe you and John.
The confusion was, is it the spirits of the flooded lake, which I obviously believe, or is it catfish? And I was like, what? And John was like, catfish eat people in the South. Like, they're huge. And I was like, no. And so there was a legit, I think we watched something on this. They were like, yes, this town was flooded and this lady was being interviewed and she was like, I'll never go back in the lake. I was swimming and something grabbed my foot and pulled me under and blah, blah, blah. And like, I swear, like it was near where all the buildings were. She was like, I know it's creepy, so I don't go deep, but something pulled me under. But then like the naysayers are like, it's the giant catfish. And apparently catfish are so big that they'll literally pull you under and in. So it was like a debate: is it spirits or catfish?
Large catfish species are powerful enough to attack and potentially kill humans. In rare cases, human remains have been found inside them. While most catfish are not dangerous to people, the rare incidents involve giant aggressive species like the newt and Wells catfish. Many of the most sensational stories, however, have been proven to be hoaxes. But whatever. They sound very like river, like Kali-Goose river attacks in Nepal. Okay, that's crazy. Anyways, more on Huguenot Street.
Yeah.
The second haunting is the Dio house and the 180-year-old painting. So the painting of Gertrude Bogdois, Dio, is said to be cursed and bad luck for anyone who disturbs it, to the point where people who worked there would refuse to move it around. Seeing it in person, there's just an unexplainable vibe to it, though. The legend
The Dio
goes
house?
Deyo, yeah. The legend goes that Gertrude was mad about renovations being made to her house by her great nephew, so she placed an infertility curse on the house so that no one would ever have children. And she also haunts the house. Okay, I'm pausing right here. This is just goes to say what goes around comes around. I've thought about cursing people before. I've thought about doing spells, but I know those spells are going to bounce back and hit me. So just so you know, if you're going to do a spell, that's what's going to happen.
But
a little
she's
background.
Dead, so.
She's dead, so do it right. Do the spells right before you die. That might affect your afterlife if you believe in that. But a little bit of background on Gertrude. She married Thomas Jessup in 1843, and they eventually had a baby girl. It was right before that baby was born that she cursed the portrait. The cursed portrait was painted. She looks near death to almost disturbing effect. Katie, I'll send you the picture. Gertrude had tuberculosis. 17 days after her daughter was born, Gertrude passed away. Her daughter died 4 years later from scarlet fever. Yeah. Thomas Jessup remarried again in 1854 and moved to Newburgh. Had 2 children that both died before 5 years old and lost his third wife prematurely as well. The painting is known to be fickle and flinging itself off the walls. This person is said they have friends who worked at the Huguenot Street, and general consensus is that no one wants to work in the Dio house because it's haunted AF.
It sounds so familiar, that house, and I don't know if Mom and I went in and looked at it, or maybe me and Michelle, but I do remember that house.
I'm just sending you a screen grab of my laptop right now.
Okay.
Oh no, maybe if I could find screenshotting things on a laptop is so much harder than screenshotting them on a phone.
On a phone.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Sending you this
While
way.
you're sending it, I'll show everyone Snuggly Tony.
Snuggly Tony.
Tony tried to eat 2 chickens.
Tony.
Bad boy.
Tate tries to eat chickens all the time. Oh. Anyways, there's a lot of stuff about Oniontown, and that brought up. Have you ever been to Oniontown?
I've driven past it. I've never actually gone in because you can't. It's a turnaround. It's not a drive-through.
You know what happened to me once? I have an Oniontown story, actually. And I think the only reason I survived was because I was in the Nissan Sentra with a hole in the floor. So back when I was playing gigs, and basically Oniontown, for those of you who don't know, is like this town of inbreds, basically on one street in actually very close to where we grew up, like back by Crown Maple, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So I used to play.
I used to live one of my apartments, but yes, where we used to play.
I used to play gigs at this place back by Crown Maple, which isn't open to the public anymore. I tried to go when I came home, and it's just like it's just a factory now. Crown Maple. Really? They just push out maple syrup. It's not open anymore. Anyways, I don't go back there often, so you put my GPS in my phone. That and finding the easiest way home on back roads is like, I usually use my GPS. So I finished up my gig. I was driving home, threw it in my phone. And for some reason, like the way you're going in there, it's hard to explain. If you go straight, it's Oniontown. I'm pretty sure. and then if you turn right, it's Crown Maple.
I
Do you
think
know
it's the
that
opposite.
dirt entrance? But it's one of those things where you turn one
Yes.
way,
It's
it's
one thing.
Onion Town, and one if you turn the other way, it's Crown Maple, which is crazy to have such a big business off of that freaking road.
Maybe it's cheap.
Anyways, it probably was cheap. Anyways, I turned the wrong way once. And I started driving down because that's where my GPS told me to go. And I'm like, I don't think I should be on this street. And like it's dirt road. My Nissan Sentra 2003, I think it was, is like hitting potholes. Like I'm thinking we're gonna get stuck because like I'm going on like 3 wheels at some points. And I'm like, I need to turn around. And it was like the most rundown houses I've ever seen. It's just like trailers parked, and then finally I turned around and left. I didn't see anybody, but I think the fact that I survived was because our like rusted out 2003 Nissan Sentra, I probably looked like, I think I looked like I belonged there. It was a burner car. And yeah, that was my experience with Onion Town, and it is crazy, but nobody threw anything at me, but I think it's because I wasn't driving a Range Rover or BMW.
Fun fact, do you want to know why they call it Onion Town?
Yes, I do.
Do you have a guess? Do you have a guess? Why would they call it Onion Town if people are inbred?
Is this like a play on words?
No, it's not a play on word. Well, it's two reasons. Literally, they used to grow onions back there, and number 2, inbred people have rings in their eyes. Blue eyes have rings, and it looks like when you cut an onion in half.
Really?
I used to be a teacher
I'm looking at my
over
eyes.
there, so
so you know how to check. Good, I'm okay.
We're good. But yeah,
wait,
blue eyes,
are blue eyes? Do blue eyes mean you're inbred?
if it has those onion things, but yes, normally blue eyes.
I need to write down all the things we need to be like posting with this. Onions, eyes,
onion inbred, blue eyes,
inbred. Ashokan, can't spell that.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna find
the town.
Yeah. Last thing, and then it's your turn. I figured I'd read one more ghost story, and this is about the Cold Spring train station. And
I've been there.
Is that where that's like the one before we get off usually, right?
No, Cold Spring is very rich. It's like Westchester-y. It's Westchester technically. It's rich. Okay. It's nice. It's a cute little town.
I love Cold Spring. I miss the East Coast. I need to come back.
December. No,
I know. October. Basically, a local legend is during the late 1800s, a woman found out about her husband's plot to kill her. She was trying to get on a train to leave Cold Spring, and sadly, she was waiting. Her husband found her. Some say around 10:13 p.m. on Wednesday nights at the Depot restaurant, which is a former train station, a cold draft comes in right from where she was murdered.
We need to go.
Yeah.
When you're home, we could go get drinks there.
I'll be home on a Wednesday.
Yeah. Nice. There's so many old freaky things around here. Like you said, the East Coast.
Many. Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's kind of weird because it's different. Like, I feel like the East Coast hauntings, like, they're scary, but they're like a military men from Europe, or like just people dressed up in like colonial clothes. You have the colonial hauntings. Out here, I feel like it's like flesh pedestrians and like the terrifying cryptids that are like gonna kill you.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, we just have like colonial women with umbrellas and military people on horses.
Where like it's charming almost and like kind of cool and interesting, but out here it's like, oh, like these dark watchers are in my trees. What? Yeah.
Well, that leads me actually into mine. That was a good transition. You don't even know what mine is.
Wow.
So mine is based out of West Virginia, and which I guess is not New England. So it makes sense that you get out of the fun little British kind of New people England. And into the craziness. So if you guys listen to other ones, you know that we talked about Bigfoot. We spoke with a Bigfoot expert, and Liv is a Bigfoot enthusiast. Go ahead.
So when I found, this is the last thing, what I found in my research, Nuclear Lake is said to be a massive hotspot for Bigfoot. Massive.
Wait, you cut out. A what?
Nuclear Lake is said to be a massive hotspot for Bigfoot. I just found that out.
Yes.
I was searching. Like, they said Nuclear Lake is a spot, and I'm like, bitch, I used to run there all the freaking time.
I've been there recently too. And
I gotta
you
go
want to
when
know
I come
something?
visit.
Yeah, we can go. You want to know something funny? And this is just coming to my mind. You know, in those like missing 411 stories with like the half person jumping off the ledge, or like the hairy person who took like the kid in and was feeding it berries, and they were all searching, and like all of those like crazy 411 missing 411 stories. I know that they're set in like deep, deep, deep woods, but ever since the first second I read them, I always picture it in my brain is Nuclear Lake. Like even the
Weird.
curve of the road.
Before
I'm like,
you
oh,
heard
they're
about
searching.
that?
Yeah.
Weird.
Isn't that weird? So we need to go
It's so
do some
weird.
searching.
Yeah, we do. I'm gonna be knocking on trees when we're home.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's okay. So I hope that we only have Bigfoot because mine, okay, I found because I was doing some of this cryptid research, as I always am just looking around at. And apparently, this is the evil cousin or somehow related, but it's vicious, to Bigfoot. So it is called the Grafton monster. Grafton, Grafton. Have you heard of it?
Did you see what I sent you on TikTok last night?
No.
Did I send it to you? I gotta see if I
You
sent
sent me
it to
something. I
you.
didn't open it yet, though.
I think I sent you this.
Did you
I
send
think
it to me?
like you have to watch what I sent you. I still don't really know how to do
All
messages.
right.
Where are you?
I don't know, but I'll look in a sec. But I'm
Okay.
curious if maybe it's similar. So the Grafton monster is primarily found in Grafton, West Virginia, but it has been cited in other places. So basically, it likes dense forests and riverbanks. It likes rural roads and ample cover and seclusion, which is very similar to Bigfoot. However, the Grafton monster, he really likes, there's a lot of sightings near like riverbeds. So he's basically Bigfoot, but he likes the water. He prefers humid, like, and temperate climates with thick vegetation. So that's why like West Virginia is good because it's hot there.
Mm-hmm.
But again, likes to be hidden. So they think he's related to Bigfoot because it's like 7 to 9 feet tall, walks on two legs. However, the weird twist about this guy is that he's super pale and is described to have seal like skin. And they can't decide if he's headless or if his head is just tucked. Like he's got a big like back arch like that, which I'm thinking is more like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's kind of cute.
He's like just walks around.
Yeah.
However, he is very aggressive. So lots of reports describe them like overturning boats. So him like going into the water, tipping boats over, doing a lot of territorial aggression. Most sightings occur at night, and which obviously just makes it a little bit more creepy. And then something else that I just thought of when we were talking about Nuclear Lake, lots of witnesses for this one have reported low whistling or hissing noises, like right before they see him. He's very elusive. Oftentimes, it vanishes before humans could get super, super close, but they can see him from afar, and he leaves like a sound and disturbed vegetation and footprints, so they know that he was there. But similar to Bigfoot, he just kind of like whoop, walks away. Creepy. So there's a lot of speculations to him. So people think that could be like a variant of Bigfoot. However, I mean, he walks on two legs and he's very tall and large, but like the seal like white skin versus like hairy Bigfoot, that's like a big variation.
That's a big difference. Yeah.
Right? Or he could just be an undiscovered primate, which is wild, but I guess I don't know, makes sense. Some people think he could be a government experiment, like biological testing or genetic manipulation. I wonder if there's any type of military testing going on in the woods of West Virginia. And some people have even, go ahead.
That's where the mind where they taught you how to like basically not lucid dream, but
yes, part of that. The
to a different reality. Yeah.
Yes.
That's where it was in West Virginia. Surprise,
Yes.
surprise.
So that makes sense. Some people have even linked it to UFO sightings. And then I do have a few encounters because I thought that they were super interesting. So we're going to start all the way back in the 60s. So the first sighting that was like actually reported was in 1964. And again, it was in the Grafton area of West Virginia. So I think that's why he's called the Grafton Monster. Um, in the following days, over 20 actual reports of the similar, like a very similar thing came out. Like 20 people came and said, I saw something very similar, blah, blah, blah. I've seen like this big hairy white seal thing. Obviously it was dismissed at first because people were like, LOL, what? But then it just kept on coming. So in 1970s, um, obviously it became kind of folklore and people made fun of it a little bit, but they're like, I don't know, like, could it be real? Could it not be real? Then the most notable encounter was actually in 2019, so very recently. And it was a fisherman report because remember, he likes the water.
He likes
so
the
a fisherman
water.
claims to have encountered him while he was on the Tigard Valley River. And he describes that the creature saw him and essentially targeted him and flipped his boat over and nearly caused him to drown. Local authorities were investigating, but obviously couldn't find anything because he was in the water. And that's like the most notable encounter.
Wait, that's scary. It's like a water version, like an otter. If Bigfoot was an
And
otter, so it's
sealskin.
like, yeah, sealskin. So it's like a water version of Bigfoot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Some people say that they've seen him exploring caves. That he has
Caves have water.
4 foot wide shoulders, that he has like a headless profile, but I think they don't really mean that he's headless. I think he's just like kind of hunched over.
Seals don't have a neck. Seals like go right into a face.
That is true.
Like seals just straight.
I'm
This is
sending
like
you a picture right now.
crossbreed of seal and Bigfoot.
This is a seal foot.
Seal
I'm,
foot.
I'm sending you pictures. The one that's like an actual art piece. It does look like he's like a seal, like with like a little hunched over. I think it said that people often see him in the dark, so it might appear that he has no head, but obviously, I think he's just kind of hunched
Poor
over.
guy.
Yep. And there's been like spelunking encounters, obviously. And he actually gained so much traction in 2014 that Mountain Monsters, the TV show, the AIMS team actually went out to investigate to go find him. So he's just as popular, maybe not just as popular, but very similar to Bigfoot. But I don't know. Like, why? He's essentially Bigfoot, but he's aggressive and he has seal-like skin and enjoys the water. So that tells me that
is he like deformed Bigfoot, but he swims? Like,
okay,
I don't know. And then
I have a
he's
theory.
angry because he's deformed?
Theory.
Okay.
They captured Bigfoot and they brought him to the testing center in West Virginia. And they were doing all these tests on him. And they somehow were trying to replicate him because maybe he's some type of species. And they, the military does weird things. So they were trying to experiment on him and they accidentally made this like seal-like variation of him. And then he got set out into the woods. He escaped or they set him free. They were like, oh, he's not going to survive. And now he's thriving, but he's angry because he's like a weird copy, like a clone kind of.
And he
and
hates humans because they did
he
that
hates
to him.
humans. That's what I think.
Yeah. I mean, I believe it. That's crazy. What was I gonna say? Oh, what I haven't ever looked up if the government has released any files on Bigfoot. You know? Like, do you know how they've released a lot of alien files? Like, I haven't even thought about looking to see if the government has released Bigfoot files yet. But
I'm kind of
Katie,
unmute for 2 seconds. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Watch the video I sent you. Watch it with noise on. Katie's watching this video. I will explain it to you guys as she does. Basically this man called Foul20 on TikTok, he is known for having like outdoorsy stuff. He lives in the woods. I don't know where. I was trying to figure out where exactly he lives, but it looks like this. It's very pretty, like up on a hill. And then he's panning out to a little bit further down and there's snow on the ground, but it's not a lot of snow. It's like very little bit of snow. And it makes me think that it's like West Virginia because of that. Katie says there are people mowing grass, so it's really loud for her right now. Basically, he sees eyes on the line of the woods, and he's like, they're here again, and there's multiple sets of eyes, and he's
Okay, I'm
zooming
back.
in, and he's telling them to go away, and brings out his shotgun, and then they finally leave when he like shoots into the air. So it's crazy. Katie, did you watch it?
No, I didn't
Katie,
get
watch
it.
it.
I didn't get it.
Oh, it's on TikTok.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no.
I'm sorry.
Oh, let me see.
But this was posted in March 30th, 2023. And so I went to his page, and like I said, I was trying to figure out where he lives. He says Great Lakes. There's a lot of
In
Great
New York?
Lakes. That's what I was thinking. And I would not be surprised if this man lives
Oh,
Great
yeah.
Lakes, New York. Are
Yeah,
you
look at
listening
the
to it with
eyes.
audio?
It's on low.
You could hear it though.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that
It's
crazy?
when it's back
There's
in that woods
multiple.
line.
There's multiple of them.
We need to send this to our Bigfoot expert.
And see what he says. I know. Um
It's weird that it's not running away. I don't like that.
like
Like when he's
they're just
yelling at it.
looking at him, like they're watching him, they're like almost sizing him up, and I'm like, that's
Yeah.
terrifying. Like the way that
That
house
gives
would
me
be
goosebumps.
sold, and I'd be in a townhome. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't be in the woods anymore if that happened to me.
But remember
And
when we were talking about it, where they said if the Bigfoots, I forget what it was, but essentially this was our local Bigfoot expert said that she had to go do a Bigfoot help at somebody's big house because he used to feed the Bigfoots, or he used to have something on his property where they were like feeding, and then he went on vacation, and like I don't know if the chickens weren't out or like something wasn't out, so they couldn't eat, and then they were pissed, and they kept coming back to his house and like stalking him and like trying to intimidate him and coming up to his windows and being like, "Hey, feed us!" And so she had to go out and ward them off.
yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that either. And that like freaks me out that I'm like surrounded by nothing. But I'm not in Appalachia. I'm just in like Native American land.
You have to watch out for the cougars and the
Yeah.
mountain lions.
Oh yeah, update. I have I found out my neighbor. Do you know how sometimes men just go outside to pee even though they have a home and a bathroom?
Ron
Like
does that all the
sometimes
time.
yeah. So my neighbor that lives 2 miles away has this beautiful home, and it was like dusk evening, and he goes outside to pee. And looks up, and there's a mountain lion in his yard, like very close to him. So he slowly backs away, goes inside, and like we know mountain lions are in the mountains. Obviously, I don't know if they've been displaced by fires going on out here recently or what, but yeah, there's been a lot more sightings like really close to us. So at night, I work until like 3 a.m. sometimes. At night, I get home and I'm running inside, and I'm like, oh my god, they could be on my roof. They could be, they could be underneath. They could be anywhere. And so, like, just Lord, help me not see eyes. But I did
Don't
have a
look.
spooky story I wanted to end this on, and it has to
Yeah,
do
go
with
for it.
cemeteries. I deep dove on Reddit, if you guys couldn't tell.
Mm.
This one is called Forest Park Cemetery outside of Troy, New York. This guy is a firsthand encounter, so I'm going to read it in his point of view. He says, "It's probably the scariest place I've ever been in my life. I think they're cleaning it up now, and they survey the place pretty heavy. When I went, it was the middle of the night, and we were exploring for a while, taking photos and stuff. We went into what I think was the receiving area for bodies, and I asked the group I was with to get another photo. And when I was taking the photo, it started hearing a super faint sound from far away. I tried to brush it off, and I thought, okay, I'm just scaring myself. I'm imagining it. And then my friend asked me, do you hear that too? And when he said that, the blood curdling stream started. We booked it out of the graveyard, and as soon as we left the gates, silence. So as they were leaving, all the noise until they left the gates.
Oh.
We ran to the car and drove back towards the front and just sat in the middle of the road in the car with it off and not a sound. I get chills whenever I think about this. I don't scare easily, but it was the creepiest experience I've ever had and probably would never go back there. The same friend also swears a black dog followed him throughout this graveyard at night before another time he went. And another friend's sister, while running out, tripped over a grave, and she looked down and the grave had her name on it."
Oh my God, I do not like that.
Vale Cemetery in Schenectady. He says an ex was driving through there at night with some friends, and the driver stopped the car, and like 20 hooded figures ran past the car super quick. This is the same cemetery as a crazy chase scene in The Place Beyond the Pines, by the way. Like, that must be a movie. Lots of cult activity has been reported in this area, so be careful. Isn't that
That is
crazy?
crazy.
Can you imagine just being like, ooh, I'm a spooky girl. I just want to drive through the cemetery at night, and then all of a sudden 20 hooded figures run by you?
That had to be some type of cult thing, not
Yeah,
like
that's what they're
ghosts.
saying. But that's
Oh,
almost scarier. I don't know.
like what are you doing there and why are you running?
Yeah. Well, maybe they're like, let's meet in the cemetery. Nobody's here. But then, like, why are you in the cemetery? Are you trying to, like, use that energy for something?
That is wild. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just remember me and my friend went to the cemetery. I remember, I think we talked about this about like you have to bring gifts and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we were expecting. We were expecting like something crazy, like, I don't know, looking down and seeing your name or like, and we did have like a weird like feeling during like in one part of it. But
Mhm.
I don't know. Every time I go into a cemetery, I see just like gooses and foxes and
You go at
nothing
night or
crazy.
during the day?
During the day, I'm too afraid to go
Okay.
at night.
Did you Ghost Tube? Have you used that before?
Mm-mm.
So basically, it's an app on your phone, and it's like a way for ghosts to communicate to you. So you could
Oh
open it.
God,
I'm not
no.
doing it here. I need to do it somewhere else. Maybe I'll do it when we're home, not like in our actual home
Yeah,
house.
we can
I
go
don't want
go
to
somewhere and
know.
do it.
But like maybe at Nuclear Lake, or like we'll go to a
Yeah.
cemetery. Um but they'll like use your phone to talk to you, and it'll pick up on things. And I know I've watched some things where sometimes they'll like the person holding it and reading what it, or like, is has their headphones on, or the person asking question has their headphones on, and like someone else is writing it down, so like there's no way it's being made up. But yeah, that you could use that.
Yeah, I don't know if I could handle that. But yeah, so when we go to Nuclear Lake or when we go somewhere that's not incredibly scary, we could use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should make a spooky since you're going to be home in October. I need the dates you're going to be there because then
Okay.
I'll see if I
Me
could
too.
take off um, from my nighttime job so we have more time. We should make like a spooky maybe itinerary for like 1 or 2 days or like come up with like a few
We
bigger things that we
should.
can do.
And maybe we could vlog it for the pod.
Yes, and
That'd be
maybe
kind of
since we're
cool.
spending a weekend up in Maine, we could also
Hmm.
like spooky weekend up there. We could also research some things up there as
In
well.
October, I'm sure. And it would be really cool to go see, because our our great grandfather founded Acadia National Park.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I mean, I looked up, oh, there's a lot of Richardson.
Was a lot of Richardson. Well, that's just like Charlie Daniels stole Grandpa Job's Devil Went Down to Georgia
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
Waters
he did.
Hill. We're
Well, you
actually
know
quite
what?
famous. Everyone's
I'm
stealing things from us.
Maybe it makes sense. I'm a songwriter from the devil. Like
Maybe.
like grandpa's a songwriter. Charlie Daniels stole the song from A Devil on a Hill, and that's why I'm a songwriter.
You know, I thought way too much into this. Then we'll stop rambling. The devil went down to Georgia or wherever it was. Apparently, Charlie changed some words. Looking for a soul to steal. So, if Grandpa Job was up there playing his fiddle on
Who's
Waters
Grandpa
Hill,
Job? Is
that's
it Grandpa's grandpa?
Grandpa's. No, I think it's Grandpa's brother
Okay.
or Grandpa's dad. I don't know. Maybe it's Dad's grandpa.
Okay.
I think it's Dad's grandpa. So Grandpa's dad. He was up there on Waters Hill playing his fiddle, and then the devil came and he was looking for a soul to steal. You know how they have their little fiddling battle?
Mm-hmm.
So who won that? Are we cursed? Are we a devil family?
I'd be okay with that. I would be so okay being the devil.
Because if
Like,
this was
okay, I
written,
wouldn't want to be cursed by the devil. I would want to be the devil. If that makes sense.
true, but like, did he
Yeah.
defeat the devil,
I don't
or
know.
was
Let's listen to
his
the
soul
song. I gotta listen
stolen?
to it.
We'll have to pick it apart.
I know. I had another thing about them, but I forgot. Oh, but what is really weird is that for those of you who want a little history on our family, is that my grandpa's parents would only pay for each of them to go to school if they went to seminary. So all 3 of the brothers were ministers. So
Yeah.
like none of them really wanted to do that. And I think by the time grandpa passed away, he was atheist, or at least he was non like Christian. He was just like, yeah, this was just the path that was written for me. Like I had to do this. Like I didn't want to.
Yeah.
So it makes a little bit more sense. Like maybe mental health problems and grandpa's parents force them to do this, and then they're like, oh my god, I met the devil, you guys need to be ministers so you don't become the devil.
Yes, maybe they truly believe that Grandpa Job met the devil. And
are you okay?
I don't know.
The devil.
He met the devil down there. And so then they had to like rid their sins and like be good and go to Christian school or military. No, oh my god, I can't talk.
It's okay.
Minister school. I don't know.
Are we affiliated with Georgia at all? Like, the devil went down the Waters Hill? Is that the words that changed? Because why Georgia?
Because Georgia's very south, I guess.
Devil went down to Georgia.
We should look at that. We could break it down for a podcast episode, see what we could find. Because I went to Waters Hill. I think you were there. And Aunt Julie was like,
Hill?
It's up in Cambridge, and she showed us there's like an old Revolutionary War, really old cemetery right there, and it literally is a hill with Waters Road, and there's like a little farm barn on it. And she was like, well, this is where Grandpa Job was when the devil found him up here in the woods, and this is where the battle happened. But then he wrote about it in his journal, but then Charlie Daniels got his journal.
You know what we need to do? Like when we're home, we need Aunt Julie and Aunt Beth to take us on like a historical,
they would
like,
love that.
Just like 4 or 5 places. Be like, give us the spookiest, like most historical, like little tour up here for our spooky season, and they would love that.
They would love that.
I want to go to Waters Hill
like every day, being like, can come visit, tell us what you're doing. They want to come down and hang out all the time.
Yeah, we should invite them to do something when we're home. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm so happy we're like officially in spooky season. That's what, like, I love a conspiracy, but if there's something I love more than conspiracies, it's scaring everybody. So, including myself when I sleep with the lights on at night, and my boyfriend hates me for it. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. If you like this episode, please give it a big thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. Like and subscribe it. Comment down below. Share us with your friends. You could find us on social media at 17 Scooters Club. You could email us in your stories at 17scootersclub@gmail.com. And you bet we want to get our pants scared off. So you let us know. And thank you guys again for listening. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
2 wheels are better than 4. From the mountains to the shore, find us rolling up to the pub. We're 17 Scooters Club.